Technology is the result of accumulated knowledge and applications of skills, methods, and processes used in industrial production and scientific research. Technology is embedded in the operation of all machines with or without detailed knowledge of their function for the intended purpose of an organization. Education, according to dictionary.com, is the act of teaching knowledge to others and receiving from someone else. It is also referred to as knowledge received through schooling or instruction, and to the institution of teaching as a whole. Now, technology in education provides virtual attendance, live chats, as well as face-to-face communication with teachers and students in real time. One can also access the previously recorded lessons as well as wealth of other materials necessary for studying. Through the use of educational technology, education is able to individualize for each student, allowing for better differentiation and
allowing students to work for mastery at their own pace.
Technology has revolutionized every aspect of our lives, and classrooms are no different. They are more modernized and more advanced than what they used to be 10 years ago. You can say 92% of teachers believe that the internet has impacted their ability to access content, resources, and materials positively. Despite what you may think, however, technology in education today is no longer limited to digital whiteboards, learning management systems, iPads, and the likes. It is now so much more than that.
Impact on education, or technological impact on education, is massive. Although we have the pros and the cons, the advantage naturally outweighs the disadvantage, because education is now global. You could carry out your research even as a student or even as a lecturer seated in your office just by going online. So the internet has provided a massive environment for global learning. You could do a lot of collaborations, communication, networking with anybody, anywhere, either as a student or as a staff. Then some of the tools or devices that is now used in education that we don't have in the past. We have your digital interactive whiteboard. In the past, it must be either a blackboard with your chalk, but that should be like 20-30 years ago, or your marker and your whiteboard. But now we have what is called a digital interactive whiteboard. You also have your ultra high definition television. There are some classroom settings now where they make use of the UHD TV. Aside the projector screen, they have it by the side there, used for lecturing as well. Then we also have the interactive classroom board. We also have digital projectors, then your tablets. So checking the settings as a whole, technological tool used now in lecturing or in teaching cannot be compared to what we have in the past.
Okay, with this in mind now, let's explore the various ways technology has benefited the education industry. Edtech, it means education technology. For starters, education technology is an area of technology that is dedicated solely to the development and application of tools that aim to promote education. Benefits of technology in education are immersive learning. That is, you probably agree with us that classroom learning is not only about chalkboards and textbooks. The students of today yearn more for immersive experience with the curiosity to match. What makes the moon round? What are the specific timelines in history related to climate change in Antarctica? There seems to be no end to all the questions they come up with. EdTech works with teachers to create augmented reality-based tutorials that can virtually transfer students to the moon, for example, and otherwise help them in learning effortlessly.
In an interview with one of the students of Nigeria Institute of Journalism, he has this to say.
Well, I think e-learning is the future, not even the future, it's the present. Due to the advantages it has, it saves time, it saves cost, and it saves people energy. I think it's one thing that we should be doing now. We can start by phase, maybe since we have lectures on Monday through Fridays. We'll select days that we can do e-learning, especially for courses that we know they don't deserve practicals. So that will help save time, cost, and it also helps both the student and the lecturer.
So, what do you think? Do you think people rely too much on technology?
I don't think we use technology enough, because it's an addition to us. It's what should help us. So why are we using it too much?
Accessible long-distance learning with busy schedules and hectic jobs, it has become difficult and important to enhance your skill set. This is where edtech actually comes in, with virtual lessons slowly replacing traditional lectures. Education is more relevant and convenient than ever. Students can organize their time and learn in a suitable time slot of their choice. They can also undertake subjects and courses that are outside their course curriculum for enhanced knowledge. Education especially benefits from a blended learning environment. Yeah, it facilitates cost reduction for schools, allows students to have unlimited access to the learning materials, support online submission of electronic documents. In short, technology in education makes learning all the smarter and more convenient.
Youths around the environment were also asked about their view on technology in education.
It's difficult now for you to tell a student to go and learn from the Stone Age. So it's easier now for students to learn through fast means of using technology. Because if you want to look at it projectically, as a father, my child should know more than I do. And he's able to learn faster and knowing more than I do through technology. He can get anywhere without traveling there.
And the disadvantage is that the way technology goes further, improves, the way corruption increases. I know cybercrime and every other stuff like that. So
the only thing we'll be looking at is how do we get our youths, how do we get students to actually embrace the positive aspect of this technological advancement in education. How do we encourage them to only go for the positive aspect? But there are so many disadvantages as well.
You want to talk about a child watching porn? My youth phone, I gave it to my child. But I have on my own phone, I have a family link through which I can guide some. I will register with her name and her original date of birth, so that he will not be able to at least view some sites.
Because some students are distracted. There are some schools they say don't come in with internet enabled phone. But how do they get materials if they don't source from the net? So how do you guide these students to actually source for information that will help their educational pursuits using technology? But the impact has been holistic in a way, but it's left for the students as well as the teachers to collaborate and make learning and education more interesting.
Library and traditional library. Let me use the Nigerian context. In the Nigerian context, I personally, from experience, do not think e-library has in any way negatively affected the traditional library or the physical use of the library. I basically think that why people feel that technology, or if you like, e-library, has negatively affected the use of library is what I personally see as a general death in reading culture.
a well-known fact that human beings are such creatures that start to learn, and consciously or unconsciously they are enrolled in an educational process of by their birth. It is also a well-known fact that it is inescapable for education to be influenced by those technological changes, such as smartphones, smart TVs, tablet PCs, touchscreen devices, nanotechnological products, and other unknown future inventions.
So we can't actually neglect technology in this dispensation. But it's challenging in this part of the country because making use of data is one of the things that is hindering the students. And even most of the lecturers too, they are not used to the technology. Because I'm very sure during the lockdown, when we were teaching some students, we make use of Zoom and WhatsApp instead of making use of Google Meets or making use of Google Outlook in teaching the students. But by and large, I believe that in this century, we the lecturer has no choice than to embrace technology. Same thing, you also have to encourage the students too, because teaching will be more easier for the lecturer.
Since we enter and experience a new era, the practice of technology or the reflection of technology on education is inevitable. The impact of technology on people through the screen of education is a necessary discussion point that is counted as important for several reasons.